welcome back to Miss May's channel. This is Miss May. On my channel, I do vlog videos, lifestyle videos, beauty videos, fitness videos, food review videos, and study academic videos. In today's video, I want to share some of my tips and experience that I wish I knew when I was in college. So I hope these tips and experience can be helpful to you, whether if you're in high school, college, or graduate school. So before we start, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. So just go smash the like button and also subscribe, ring the bell, all that good jazz, and let's get into it. The tips I'm going to talk about in today's video is something that I've been reflecting back in my learning experience in college and master degree and during my PhD studies. So I wish I knew some of those back into the college. I think I will be a better student in college. First thing I want to talk about is about memorizing things. I used to have the worst memory, no joke. By the way, my undergrad degree was in information system and information management, so I was learning a lot of the coding language such as Java, C++, C#, C, and also HTML, and I also learned a lot of database language as well. And I also had to learn a lot of the business management type of courses, so business administration, accounting, and things like that. So one of the things my friend, actually my best friend in college, I remember vividly once after our study session, and she said to me, "Hey, I think you're pretty sharp in comprehending things, but you're just really bad at memorizing things. That's why you always get 87, 89, because you just couldn't remember certain things." I was like, that is so true. I always struggled in memorizing things in high school and middle school growing up. It was actually one of my biggest struggle because I believe that I have a good memory. I just cannot memorize the textbook. That kind of sucks, right? I always know myself as a person who could not memorize anything until later. For my master's degree, we had to pass a qualifying exam, and back then we had to memorize everything that we learned in core courses to be able to write 4 essays within 4 hours, citing everything. So I have to memorize the theory, the definition, and the author, and every single thing. And that was one of my biggest struggles. I was like, there is no way I passed this exam. And that's when I realized that the best way to memorize things is not to keep reading it or keep looking at it or keep listening it. The best way to memorize something is actually to actively recall it. Active recall is the best way, to me at least, to memorize something. I used to look at my biology book like, okay, DNA stands for so and so, this stands for so and so. I just keep reading it and I just couldn't memorize them. And later I realized that the best way was to actually look at something or listen to something and then close your book, close your notebook, close your everything, and then actively repeat it out loud, to actively think about what it was, to either verbally repeat it or writing it down. So it definitely helps me out. So the way I study for my master degree qualifying exam, I went on the elliptical machine with my flashcards. I will look at the theory, I will look at the scholar and the year of the citation and everything. I was trying to memorize them, and I will look at it, flip my flashcard, and look away. I would just be, hey, check out this. Oh, that machine is available. Wait, what did this person say? Okay, Vygotsky in this year said this. Okay, Lentov in this year said this. Who said this and said this? So when I was actively recalling it verbally to myself, probably I was like the most weird person in the gym with a flashcard and constantly looking around and talking to myself. But hey, I got so many flashcards and I remember so much from going to the gym. And at the end, I was healthy. At the same time, I passed the exam. So now that I look back, I think if you are trying to memorize things, either vocabulary, new terminologies, or theories, or anything, or equations, try to actively think about it, close your book, and try to write it down somewhere or recall it to someone. It's definitely helpful instead of just looking at it or listening to it. First thing about memorization is to actively recall, and whether you want to actively write it down or verbally repeat it depending on your personal learning styles. Some people are more visual learners, some people are audio learners, so it really depends on you. But try not to just stare at your notebook or textbook and flashcard hoping that you will remember it, because later once you close it, You're like, what? So try to get a friend, try to get some flashcards, try to go to the gym, try to get a piece of paper and write them down. So definitely give yourself some tests before the test. The second thing I wish I knew when I was in college was to apply things to understand something. I think when I was in college, every time we learned a new equation, every time we learned a new language in coding, I was always trying to memorize them. And especially with those business and administration models, I was trying so hard to memorize them, to understand them. At the end of the day, during the test, I did not really understand them. Everything I've been doing to study in college was wrong. It was like the saddest moment. I was focusing so much in understanding the textbook, but not so much on the application. And that goes a lot, not just in coding, but also in education, teaching, and everything. Is you can't really comprehend something deeply without applying it. So if you're trying to understand a business model or theory or things like that, you will try to apply it to a case and trying to comprehend it. If you're trying to learn coding and everything, you have to apply it. You have to run into a bug. You have to try to debug and try to understand what went wrong. And one example was when I was taking a class called Artificial Intelligence. When I was studying for it, I was like, I'm still gonna fail this class. And then later during the test, because it was an open book test, because everything is about like algorithms, it's not about memorizing the theory. So you were able to go back to equations, to things like that. And that's when I started to understand during the test. I had the epiphany of the things I learned the whole semester, because I was applying it in a case. So there was a question, they were asking you what to do and things like that. And that was when I realized, okay, the last 3 years, I did all wrong. It was kind of a little bit late. So I wish that I had learned that since day one. The day after I graduated, I was like, I don't know what to do in real life, because I was focusing so much on the grade, not so much on applying things. I felt like I understood them at the very surface level, not so much at the very deep level. So definitely focus more on the application, not so much on like, oh my god, I'm gonna study this theory from this book. I'm gonna read this book 100 times. You're gonna read this book 100 times, maybe it had a small epiphany. If you try to put them into application, you're gonna have, wow, I understood it. Yeah. Okay, the third thing I want to talk about, GPA is not everything. GPA is actually kind of important if you want to go for scholarship, if you want to go for graduate school. It's definitely important. But so I'm not saying you shouldn't care about GPA. You should care about your GPA, okay? But GPA is not everything, because it only matters in school. Once you graduate from school, nobody cares if you got a 4.0 GPA. Yes, I did get a 4.0 GPA in graduate school all along. Nobody cares. Really, nobody cares. People care about what you can do, not so much, oh, my professor loves me so much, give me A's. So if you're still a college student or graduate student, don't feel bad if you got a B instead of A. As long as your GPA are okay enough, it's good. So I'm not saying don't care about it, but focus more on what you can do. How can you be useful once you graduate? How can you be useful for the society? Because the more contribution you can do, the more profit you can make for your company, the bigger check you get. So for a more practical standpoint, try to think of you as a person who's already in the job market, not so much, oh, I'm gonna try to be a great student. Your goal should be to graduate, get a degree, to get a job, to further your career. Not so much, oh, I'm the best student I know, but you're gonna graduate one day. I wish that I could be a student forever, because I think I'm a very good student, but eventually you have to go back to the real world and try to think about what abilities, what skills you have, not so much about how high of a grade you get from school. The next experience I want to share is kind of brutal to me, because when I first got into the job market, I was so surprised that I don't make much more compared to people who have a bachelor degree or high school degree. In school, a lot of times we have this dream of getting a higher degree equals getting more money. I think in terms of the actual income, it depends on your industry, it depends on which career you go for. In education, we're non-profit, so like we don't make a lot of money, but it makes my heart full, so that's all that matters. But I just want to say that when it comes to real life job, your actual working experience mean more than the higher degree. So if you have 10 years of experience in this industry, you may actually make more than a person who has a PhD. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go for a higher degree or go for more education. I'm a person who firmly believes in education, continuous learning. But if you have a choice to either go to graduate school part-time or go to graduate school full-time, I would kind of choose go to graduate school part-time while having a job in the career path you want. If you are having a job not in the career path you want to do in the future, it probably won't matter much. But if you have a job while going to school, right? So after 4 years of PhD, you have 4 years of working experience. On top of that, you'll have a PhD degree. It's gonna make you a stronger candidate compared to a person who only has 4 years of PhD but no working experience. But if you're a full-time student, also don't worry. You can definitely do a lot of part-time jobs in the industry. It also matters. So there's really nothing wrong about focusing on school, but try to involve in more projects, try to have some part-time jobs in the industry and career path you want to do, because those experience is going to matter a lot once you're on the job market compared to a person who's never done anything but school. This is a real talk that I didn't realize until later in life, so I started to patch things up by getting more experience. Having those experience and having a person who's willing to write you recommendation letters, having those points of contact are very important. Building a network, because the places that you do volunteer job may hire you once you graduate. So definitely try to gain as much as working experience before you graduate. It's very, very beneficial, and sometimes it may help you a lot compared to a person who had no working experience and the same. The last one I want to talk about is mentorship. When I was a college student, there was not any programs that involve mentorship. There is a wave of pushing mentorship programs in college and all the way to high school, and I think it's a very, very good opportunity. So if you are a new student in college, in high school, or for graduate school, try to get a mentor. By mentor, I meant you can go for professors, advisors, but a lot of times professors, they're really busy, they have a lot of students to mentor. So one of the ways is to try to find a more senior student to be your mentor and try to establish a relationship and try to make it mutually beneficial. Like you can just hang out, offer each other friendship and things like that. I think mentorship is one of the most beneficial things in college or graduate school, especially in graduate school. So for example, I came here as an international student. I didn't know how college worked in the United States. And knowing some other classmates and especially people who are more senior to me, I had opportunities to ask them questions, and they explained where to get what, which offices to go to, and things like that. I know that for people who have older siblings who have been through college or graduate school can help you with the application, with the whole like navigation, the whole higher ed system. But if there's nobody in the family can help you, or if you're brand new in a new city, in a new country, it could be a little bit rough. So try to find out what are the mentorship programs that your college are offering, and also try to contact people to form study groups and try to get to know more people and network. And it's really, really great. Me, I was really, really grateful that people who are more senior to me were able to answer my questions, help me to know where to get a grant, where to get travel grant, where to apply for this, where to apply for that. It's gonna help you a lot in terms of which class to select, which professors to select, which opportunities to go for, what are the grants. A lot of times we don't know. A lot of times it's just a lack of information. So definitely try to take advantage of that. And I'm really happy to see that there are a lot of mentorship programs being offered in a lot of colleges now. And I'm glad to see that they're being official right now. It's not like, oh, I have to navigate myself to find a mentor. So definitely take advantage of that. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope this video can be helpful to you. I know it's a new semester. I'm no longer a student, but I definitely miss being on a campus. So definitely let me know how your semester is going and have a great semester back to school. Before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so just smash that like button. And also subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bells. And let me know in a comment what's your favorite video content to watch in this channel. And if there's any other topic you want me to cover, also comment down below. I will make videos for you. Alright, that's it for today. Thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Happy learning!
I don't usually go out this late at night to the place where the animals go, but baby, I'm here and I'm watching you move. There's just one thing you should